Top of it, top of it. This your boy Coach One Stack, and I want you to know he gave it to him. He wanted it. And what you mean, guys? He gave it to him. He wanted it. Romeo Ramos was a transgendered person, man, in jail who wanted it. And hey, man, it's story time, man. And welcome to the channel with your boy Coach One Stack, where we keeping the stack at Coach One Stack, man. And I'm gonna get into this story because it's story time. And if you don't know my history by now, you guys know I used to be a cadet, a corrections officer, a police officer, a detective, a hustler, very good hustler because I knew what I shouldn't do in the streets, right? And delivered by God from the last 9 years. But man, these are just some of my stories about Romeo Ramos, man, that's going to really, man, have you guys chilled by the end of this story. So make sure y'all stay to the end because I'm going to let you know everything that glitter ain't gold. See, Romeo Ramos wanted it. This takes place back in the county jail in 1996, 1997. See, Romeo Ramos was a Puerto Rican transgendered woman, as you call a transformer. They got many names for him. Don't try to be derogatory. You know, and at this time, Romeo Ramos was Puerto Rican, long curly hair. He had the backside. That's before BBLs, y'all. This Romeo Ramos looked just like a woman. Now in the county jail, they did not, out here in Las Vegas, they did not split them people up. But for those of y'all who ever worked in a jail or you ever been to jail, been a regular in jail, man, people get to know who you are and they know what you have. Because see, the thing is, Romeo Ramos has something else. He has something else than a big chest, a big behind, and curly hair and look like a woman. See, Romeo Ramos had an STD that you can't get rid of, y'all. See, man, when you go to jail, it's all over your blue card. It will let the nursing staff know and the officers know what you have, so that way they know how to handle you, but they're not going to let other inmates know due to HIPAA laws. So here's the thing. Man, see, Romeo Ramos, he actually used to come to jail, right, for little petty things, so he could be locked up with other men. So he could get more of what he wanted. Like, that's crazy. You got people out there, man, that would break a window right in front of the jail knowing that they're going to go to jail, especially when it's cold outside. They would do stuff like throw trash in the lobby knowing that they're going to get arrested and go to jail. Because some people actually like going to jail. Romeo Ramos is one of these people. And here's why. Because when you get up to these modules in that county jail where Romeo Ramos was at, he wasn't isolated. Even though he looked like a woman, you know, they might isolate people now, I don't know. But he wasn't isolated. He was in general population with the men inside of a pod. Now, inside of every pod, it's like 2 to 4 showers. And inside of every pod, and it got a shower curtain and everything. Well, the thing is, when Romeo Ramos came to the pod, of course, you got a lot of dudes that's been locked up. So, man, don't just try to put the rainbow vibe on them people who've been to the penitentiary saying, hey, man, you know, they did life. They ain't have no choice. They had to live. You know, it's their choice of how they want to live. These is people still in county fighting a case that may not have even been convicted. These are people who might have been getting out next week. But, man, a lot of you men can't control your urges. So, like, here's what happened over the course of a week. Romeo Ramos would go in that shower, and it would be, man, these men would be lined up all of a sudden. Man, when Romeo Ramos got ready to take a shower, and remember, it's 4 showers. Everybody seemed to be in line with their towel to go use the shower that Romeo Ramos was in, okay? Now, I need y'all to understand something. You got officers that bring stuff in. You got people that smuggle stuff into these jails and in these prisons. But one thing, guys, you guys go look through anybody's video on anybody's content, and you're going to see, you're never going to hear one mention of, you'll hear of a guard bringing in a cell phone for $1,500, $2,000, but nobody ever brings in any prophylactics. Now, I'm wondering why a lot of y'all locked up don't have nobody bring y'all some prophylactics, but that's a whole nother video. So everybody is lined up to go use the shower that Romeo Ramos is in, right? For like a week. You know, now you got to understand, the officers care, but they don't care. We know what's going on with him. And, you know, you can sit and watch this person get in the shower, come out, this person. It's almost like the other 3 showers were broke. And it's this long line, almost like they was going to the store And it was a long line just to use this shower. That's because Romeo Ramos was in there. But like I say, what they didn't know was Romeo Ramos liked to come to jail, and here's why. See, after about 2-3 days of Romeo Ramos having his rendezvous in the shower, people around there all happy. You know, the morale in the pods is all happy. People high-fiving. They talking about how they hit that. They talking about all that. But what they didn't know was Romeo Ramos was positive for the alphabet. HIV positive, y'all. Ooh, that part. See, guys, ain't no prophylactics in jail. Ain't no prophylactics in prison. You see, Romeo Ramos was intentionally going to jail so that he could have as many men as he wanted. Because some people who have this virus, man, they don't mind passing it on. At the end of the day, they weren't forcing him to do anything. These were people, can you imagine this, people? Because I want y'all to know where the world is coming to with this stuff, these STDs and stuff. Can you imagine that how many people were lined up knowing that they ain't have no type of prophylactic, and they was lining up to go next. And I mean, I only can imagine what's dripping up out the man. Can you feel me? And everybody just is doing their thing. And see, the crazy part is these same men that do this stuff, they come right home to y'all women. And they go right there, man, and put that eggplant up in y'all. And y'all be sitting up here having these intercourses. Then y'all find out that y'all might have caught the alphabet. Y'all might have found out y'all caught an STI. But see, Romeo Ramos, man, was real quiet. Romeo Ramos was beautiful at that time. He looked better than most women. You could not tell that Romeo Ramos was not a woman. And it just goes to show you how weak a lot of you men are, especially in the zipper area. See, guys, you got to learn how to take the cookie off a pedestal. Take that pussy off the pedestal, y'all. Stop thinking with the little head and start thinking with the big head. Because in the next few weeks, here's what happened. There was an outbreak. There was an outbreak in the jail of that alphabet, that HIV, y'all. It was an outbreak because Romeo Ramos was passing it on. But the thing is, you couldn't get a grape charge against him because he wanted it. He was giving it to him. He was proudly giving it to him. So see, guys, so what I want you guys to really think about with this video, everything that glitter ain't gold. And even these women, it don't have to be somebody from the rainbow community. If someone is just overly trying to give you something and they're just being so suggestive that you take what they got, that they're trying to give you, that thing in between their legs, you might want to take the time to think to yourself, am I special? What did I do that I'm so important to deserve this? Is this something that they give to everybody else? And then make sure that you strapping it up, because you can be like Romeo Ramos, because as of now, Romeo Ramos passed away from full-blown AIDS. Yes, he did. And I know for a fact he infected over 20, 30 people in that county jail. And that was just during the time when I was there during that time. Who ain't no telling when he would come in there before what was going on. Ain't no telling what happened when I left the jail. I don't know. But I know he kept coming to jail, and he had been coming to jail. Man, that man had been to jail almost 100 times by the time I came across him. So you go figure what was spreading and how he was spreading it. But guys, he wanted it. He was giving it to you. So be very mindful of things that people give you and be extra cautious. See, me personally, guys, I want y'all to put in the comments if you're like me and you don't want everything that everybody have access to. If that's who you are, put that in the comments. Now, if you somebody that want everything that everybody give you, put that in the comments too, guys. But other than that, man, I don't want to keep you, man. Thank you for listening to the raw content. That was story time. I got many, many more stories. Man, we're revamping this channel, and we're going to give a lot more true stories because we're keeping it a stack with Coach One Stack Jack, and y'all have a blessed day.